Hey guys, welcome to Britches Get Stitches again. I wanted to actually break off my projects into the two main types of projects that I do. So I've got my sewing with my machine, and then I've got the hand sewing, so like the cross stitch and the embroidery. And you know, I know that they're kind of different worlds on YouTube and Instagram and everything, so I wanted to make those separate in my videos going forward. So I went through my whips in my first video that kind of combined the both of them, but I wanted to go ahead and have like an official first Flosstube video. So that's what this is. Just give you, introduction to me. We'll go through my backlog of floss projects that I've got. I say floss, not just cross stitch, because I do have some embroidery that I'm doing and kind of teaching myself. So I'll go through that and take a look at, I just picked up a couple projects that I'll add to my list. And then I'm also going to be doing the stitch along. I'll talk about it later because I don't want to like dive in right now. I've got like a process. I've got like my notes. Might as well stick to them since I wrote them at 4 in the morning. Yeah, we have a toddler and she's night training, potty training, which means you have to wake her up twice at night to get her used to waking up. So my husband takes the 11 p.m. I take the 3 a.m. Sometimes I don't fall back asleep. So what did I do this morning when I couldn't fall back asleep? First I went to the gym, then I came home and I planned out my Flosstube. So that's what we do. It's now 10 o'clock now. I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna just kind of dive into this and then go to bed. So my name is Natasha Metz. I am originally from Iowa. I was born in Missouri, raised in Iowa, and then I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio for grad school and just stuck from there. I met my husband, I got a job, everything kind of spiraled after that, and so now I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. We actually just bought our dream home this past August and moved in. It is definitely going to be our forever home, so I'm looking forward to building it out to what it can be, and hopefully I keep this up as well so you guys can see the change that happens with this little niche. If you here, I'll throw a photo in here really quickly so you can just see why I call it my little sewing niche. Just a little hole in the wall. We actually, when we came and looked at the house, the first thing we did was go around and look at where could we fit everything. And the instant we walked into the basement, I said, that's my sewing corner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And of course my husband then claimed that corner, so that's his workshop. So we have a little bit of growing to do. The basement is not finished, so that is a cement wall, and it's the middle of winter, and so it's cold, so there's a heater running constantly, but I love it. It's my own little space. At our previous house we had a joint craft room that definitely ended up, and different times of the day, either more mine or more his, depending on whose project was more important at the time. So it's nice to have our separate areas, but we're still down here together. So if we're, if he's working over on his workbench, I'm over here, we can still hang out, which is nice. So yeah, this is my sewing niche. Welcome to my sewing niche. I am a mother of one, and she will be 3 next month. Her name is Lucy, and she is beyond high maintenance, and I love every minute of it. She's my Velcro baby, which is honestly why I haven't had time to really get into a lot of my projects and stuff. That's why there's such a backlog. And so now that she's getting a lot more independent and doing things on her own, and still going to bed at 7 o'clock at night, I have 3 hours after she goes to bed to do some fun crafting and such. So I'm a little bit addicted. Might watch Flosstube all day in the background at work, because I can do that while I do projects, like my reports and stuff. Speaking of work, I'm a geologist. I know that is a random job to have. Pretty much every time I tell somebody that, it's like, whoa, I've never met a geologist before. Well, now you have. So I do environmental compliance. I'm an environmental scientist for a architecture engineering firm. So I do a lot of their permitting and stuff. And so it's a lot of report writing and doing a lot of research through code, environmental code. And so that's what I do during the day. My passions are really sewing, hand sewing, machine sewing. We love to travel. We've been to London. Not as much travel, obviously, with COVID and such, but we still try to get in a trip every now and again, just a day trip somewhere. And I love fitness. I actually do a variety of different fitness workouts. So, I go to the gym on my own, weightlifting and such. But I also used to teach cardio drumming and hope to get back into it someday. And I recently started pole fitness. And it sounds like scary and a little out there, but I love it. I'm on like level 4 and it's the best. It's a big workout. It's more than you would think. My husband, the first time I went, was like, you're basically just dancing on a pole. No, you're like lifting yourself up, you're spinning, you're holding a certain grip. There's a lot of floor work, there's abs, there's shoulders, there's, what are the muscles on your legs called? Quads. Like, it's a lot more than you would think. So if there's a class in your area, I recommend taking it. I know I already said that in my first video, so obviously I like it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is one of my 3 cats sneezing. My husband's not a dog person. I'm kind of both. So we compromised and had cats. Maybe eventually I'll get a dog, but most likely not. So we actually have 3 cats. Dwight, Jim, our brothers, and then Nellie joined us. She's probably... we got her when she was 5 months, and that was, I want to say, like October. So she's 8 or 9 months now. And the boys, Jim and Dwight, they are, when did we get them? We got them November of 2020, and they were 10 weeks, because the lady let me have them 2 weeks early. So they're about 2 years and some change. Yes, they are all 3 named after actors in The Office. Dwight is the mischievous one, so he will probably be the one that jumps up and attempts to get in front of my camera. They like to hang out wherever we are, specifically wherever I am. So they'll be around. I'm sure they will jump into the shot and you'll get to see them. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit of me. Yeah. So I started off like in middle school, high school, doing cross stitching. Loved it. Then kind of went away from that and started doing some knitting. Again, fell in love with it. Loved it. That has kind of gone to the wayside. My husband bought me that sewing machine. Oh my gosh, it's probably been 7 or 8 years ago at this point. And I can't put it away. I can't put it down. I love my sewing machine. I'm addicted. It's bad. I just want to sew everything. I've sewn like all of our Halloween costumes. I've sewn costumes for LARPs. I've sewn, you know, workout tees for myself or tank tops. I've sewn clothes for Lucy. Like anything you could think of, I've done it. Of course, I also have like a backlog of projects that I still have to sew, so I'll be busy for a while. But I recently discovered Flosstube, and I started to really want to, you know, get into it and do my own. So I picked up some embroidery, I picked up some cross stitch, and I started, you know, working with it, and fell in love with it again, and decided to go ahead and give it a try. And I actually recorded that whip probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and just kind of sat on it. That whip video, the first one I put up, I just kind of sat on it because I was like, oh, I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. And then I had to like pick a name, and so I like posted on Facebook and asked all my friends, like, what name do you think? And my husband came up with the Britches Get Stitches, and I'm like, I really like that. And everybody like voted on it, and I was like, okay, I've got to put it up. I've got to put it up. But I was still really scared. And then I started watching some of the new people pop up. All of a sudden there's these people, you know, the first one I watched was Cross Stitch Kate. And I was like, oh, that's me. I'm like on the first level. And then I saw the New England Stitcher, and I was like, oh, she's good too. Like, look at all the stuff she's doing. And I fell in love with the samplers that she was showing, and all of the different style of stitching that both Cross Stitch Kate and New England Stitcher were pulling together. And then I was looking at their comments, and everybody is so nice. Like, nobody's gonna say anything if you put something up. So I watched them, and then, you know, Cross Stitch Kate recommended Marjorie Maid. Now I'm addicted to Marjorie Maid, and I've got like a list going. I have a cross stitch dream board now on my OneDrive, or no, my Google Drive, and it's got all of the different cross stitch patterns and samplers that these three have done, as well as lists of different floss tubers that I should check out next. So the list is growing and growing. I have to admit though, I was still a little bit intimidated, but I went ahead and just threw it up there. Here's my whips. I'll combine everything together. And I've, you know, continued to watch all three of these people, and made some comments on their videos, and gosh, guys, they're so nice. They're so nice. Marjorie May she has a style all her own, and I'm loving it. And I love that she also talks about books and like gratitude and stuff too. I was watching Stitching Sydney earlier today, and she was pulling out a bunch of little ones, and I actually went to the store and bought a couple inspired by things that she has made. So yeah, I'll go through and show you those, but I just first wanted to extend a thank you to all of the other floss tubers that came before me that made it so easy to come on into this. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, let's get into what I own, and some of this is pretty old, guys. No laughing, no commenting. I've had some of these for a while. So I'm going to start first with an embroidery piece that I had never done embroidery before, and somebody bought this for me. And so this was my first entrance into embroidery, and that's where I'm at. So I've got a bit to go, but it's been fun so far, and I think I just need to like pick it up again and start it up. So it's on my list. It's one of my whips from my other video, so I've got that going. Don't mind the crinkle. As I mentioned before, I don't have project bags yet, but I'm hoping to get some made. I have watched Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch probably 4 or 5 times, watched that video about her project bags, and now I've actually got some fabric left over that I'm going to do with that. But I also just recently saw her post her video for the project folder, and dude, those are bomb. So I'm probably going to have to make some of those as well. It's never ending. All of the fun stuff, all of it. Okay. So my next, you've seen this one before as well if you watched my whip. It is by Busilla. It's called It's a Shore Thing. Take a look there. It's just a cute little lighthouse. Just simple. It's not really super intense, and it came as a kit, so it's got the Ada and all the different floss and such with it. And apologies, I did not iron. However, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna dive back into this thing. And I think I am actually gonna switch and start doing Royal Rose on this one. I know it's small, it's not like the size you would normally do for Royal Rose, but I want to try it, and so I figure why not try with a smaller one. I mean, it's full coverage, so it's gonna work the same way, and it'll kind of ease me into it, and then won't make any other like huge full coverage ones seem as daunting. So that's my plan with that one. Let's see. I don't have these in any order. I just literally pulled them out of the file box that I had, so I don't even remember half of these. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was the cute one that I bought to make for Lucy. Obviously it's Design Works. I don't know if it actually has, oh, it's called Special Delivery. As you know, it's got alphabet. Let's see how close you guys, there we go. It's got like the alphabet throughout. You know, obviously she's not gonna read it, but I just thought it would be cute to throw up in her room. So, and it's a full kit. It comes with all the colors and the Ada. It's a 14 count Ada for that. So that's on my list. All right, drum roll. What is the next one? Oh, another one. I went through a phase of buying a lot of like birth announcement ones. This one, I don't have anybody to give this to. I guess I should show you what it is. Dimensions, what's it called? Savannah Birth Record. Yeah, so I don't have anybody to give this to, but I feel like there's gonna be somebody. So I'm gonna just do the rest of it, and then I'll wait to put a name and stuff in. Is that bad? Hopefully whoever I give this to doesn't watch this video. Ultimately, I'm gonna do the outside, and then I'm gonna wait for a name to throw in there, because why not? Oh man. Okay, what's next? Oh my gosh, I have wanted to start this one for so long. So this is Dimensions, the Dolphins Domain. It's a full coverage. I have had it forever, but it's just so cute. I love the colors, the vibrancy. Again, I'll probably do this one with Royal Rose. It's also a kit, so it's 14 count blue Ada. It's got that palette there. Yeah, just take a look at that. Isn't that, it's so neat. Like the people that design these things, artists, it's art. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, I don't have a name on this one because this one actually came, you guys remember that app? It was like the Wish app or whatever, where things were like super cheap. You get them for like $1 or $2. This was on one of those. It came from overseas, and it's actually a printed cross stitch, so I've never done a printed before, but I thought that was so cute. And so I'm gonna pull that together. Honestly, I can't even tell you if it's, I can't see the I think it's 14. Yeah, it's a 14 count. So it's pretty basic, but yeah, I've got that one to look forward to. What else do I have here? Oh, this one I'm gonna frame. So this one's gonna go above my sewing machine. So this is Riolis. I don't see a name for it. Huh. Yeah, it's just their collection. So here, I'll show you what this one is. This one I also got off of Wish, that app, before I then deleted the app because it was just weird. So that's going to go on there, but they have a whole collection of different ones on the back that I'm sure you could find and love. But yeah, this one, because of the cats and the old-time sewing machine, that's just me. I'm in love with it. So I'm gonna pull that one together and frame it, and it's gonna go on the pegboard that my husband eventually is gonna put up there. One of these days. Oh man. Okay, now this one's just silly. So this is a 14 count Ada. It's from Janlin Needlecraft, and it's called Wedding Collage. Guys, I've been married since 2016. I think it's finally time to do this. This is how far behind I am on all this stuff. I love cross stitch, but it's been so long since I picked one up that, you know, because I've just been so into sewing. What are you gonna do? This is just a little teeny weeny. Who's this by? Busilla, called a butterfly. So I might whip that out some weekend and just fly through that, because why not? Get something done. It's nice to have a finished project under your belt, make it feel good. But check out those colors. Cute. I don't know if I can find a frame that small, but I don't know. I'll figure something out to do with it. Hey guys, so welcome to Next Day Natasha. Apparently my phone didn't have as much battery as I thought, and in the middle of me filming last night, it just died. Like, straight up died. It did not turn back on until I had had it on the charger for a good 15 minutes, and at that point it was just time to go to bed. So here I am to finish the rest of my Flosstube. I'm just going to kind of dive right into the projects that I still have on hand, and then I'll go into the next few things I wanted to talk about. So, left off, I believe showing you this little butterfly, and so my next one up is this cross stitch here. What happens at Grandma's stays at Grandma's. And this is a gift for my mother-in-law, which I'm sure she'll see when she sees this video. I've wanted to, you know, make something special for both my mom and my mother-in-law, so you'll see my mom's coming up. And so I really want to get these finished and send them to them for Mother's Day. They both embraced being a grandma when Lucy was born, and she loves having them and they love having her. So, you know, my mom is still in Iowa, and so they talk, gosh, almost daily on the portal that we have. And my mom is Grandma. My husband's mom is Graham. And so I'm going to switch this, and it's going to say what happens at Graham's stays at Graham's. So this, it doesn't say what it's on, but it's just a dimensions kit. It comes with the stamped linen pattern here you can see, as well as the DMC. And so I'm gonna be able to pull that out quick. It looks like it's a combo of embroidery and cross stitching, so that one's gonna be fun. I'm excited. This one is the one that is for my mom. So my mom loves camping, and so this is what I've got here. Just says life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful, and it's got a little camper there. You know, Grandma Jen and Grandpa Ed have a little camper there that they take out, and they're super excited to bring Lucy with them sometime this year or next year. It'll probably be like a every summer kind of thing. I remember growing up, I used to go and visit my grandparents all the time, and so I told them, you know, that's something I really want Lucy to do, is, you know, spend like a week or more with the grandparents. Drive her out, meet halfway, and mom and dad get to have a fun week on our own. But I'm trying to figure out, because obviously I can mess with the writing and such. Try to figure out if there's a way that I can put grandma in there or something. You know, I might mess with the pattern a little bit. Granted, it's going to depend on how much give and flexibility I've got on this fabric. It's just 14 count Aida. It is full coverage, so I might just figure out a way to like backstitch in, like maybe I'll raise this up a little bit and backstitch in grandma's life, something like that. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because worst comes to worst, I can just backstitch grandma on the trailer, I guess. I haven't really thought it through. I wonder if it would fit on the door. We'll see. Maybe I'll start this pattern bottom up, because then I can see how much room I've got on this trailer and then do the words afterwards. So that's the plan for that one. And then my final backlog that I've got, I've had this one for a while. It's a Bucilla. Again, it's called Footprints. It's, what is it on? 28 count ivory. I guess I can show you what it is. So it's the Footprints poem. I don't really have a plan for what I'm going to do with it after it's done being stitched, but it's just really pretty. Again, it's not full coverage, because this here is not, the cross itself is not colored. It's just the text there. But I mean, it's a larger piece. It's 10 by 14. So it's going to be a big one. Maybe I'll send that one to my grandma when it's done, my Gma. So yeah, no plans yet, and obviously no plans to start it anytime soon, because I've got more than enough going on. So, but there's that one. And then my recent purchase, I'll go through, well, it's not like I have a lot to go through, so I'll just pull them all out. So I recently watched Stitching Sydney and fell in love with the little country cottage pillows that she was doing. She's doing the Main Street one. I think she's got like 4 or 5. Actually, she has all the patterns, but I think she's got about 4 of them done. I haven't watched her most recent video, so I'll have to check that out. But I found a cross stitch store near us and went in, and oh my gosh, guys, it's gorgeous. Let me throw a few pictures up here so you can just see what it looks like. But as you can see, there's photos of, or framed samplers and cross stitches on every single inch of wall. Every basket is full of these packaged cross stitches. Every shelf, like they buy furniture to use for stuffing full of cross stitch patterns. If you see something on the wall that you like that they don't have, they'll order it for you. They've got a wall of floss. Well, okay, they've got a room for floss. So they've got, everything's like separated. They've got a room for floss. They've got a room for Christmas and Halloween, like fall. And then they've got a room for samplers. And then they've got a room for months. And then they've got just a beautiful display of everything down in their main hall. But then they have a room for their linens that they have. And then on top of that, they have one room that's dedicated for stitchers, and pretty much every day when it's open, someone is there stitching. I was like, oh, okay, well, if I ever take a day off, that's where I'm going. It's called Keepsakes. It's on 42 if you're here in Cincinnati area, which is like just up the road from work. So of course I left work a little early yesterday to go and check it out. Took a look, and they had like probably 6 of these, but I only let myself get 2. Because I have a lot to get through. But I found the Main Street ones from Country Cottage Needleworks. And so I picked up, this is the coffee shop, and then this is the bakery. They also, I was close to grabbing the flower shop one as well, because that one was really cute when Stitch and Sydney showed that one, but I'm gonna hold off, get these done first, and then go from there. So I'm excited to get those going at some point in my list. And then I bought a couple really big ones on Etsy. These are like years down the road. Okay, these are going to be like full framed cross stitches, so it's quite an effort. And I was actually inspired to go ahead and do these by, two people. Marjorie Maid has one that she's doing with, it's called Artist at the Easel, I think, and she's doing the Royal Rose pattern or process, and it looks gorgeous. It's so fun to watch it come to life as she's doing it. And so because of that, I bought this one. So if you know anything about me, or if you've watched my sewing stuff, you know that I love to sew, and I really like old time costumes and dresses and stuff. And so like my background on all of my computers is like old-fashioned plates from like the 1800s. And so I found this, and I'm gonna use the called fors on this, even though I don't have it in color, of course, because I printed it and we don't have a color printer, but there's, blues and whites and dulls. Like I am a very colorful person, but because of the time period, it really fits. And so I'm going to stick with the called fors on that. But this one's going to be rather large, and it's also going to go up behind me when I get something other than insulation up there. So I'm really excited about this one. I need to, I will put the shop that I got this one and the next one I'm about to show you at on Etsy, because I don't actually have it written down here now, but I'm excited for that one. And then, I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, Cross Stitch Kate. She is doing a dollhouse one that I am on the hunt for because it's gorgeous. It's out of print, and comes up very rarely, but I'm loving what she's doing with it. It's really cute. And so from that same shop that has the vintage ladies, I found this one. It's dollhouse, that is a lot larger. I can show you. It's harder to see in black and white, I understand, but again, we don't have a color printer, so you'll have to wait to see it when it's completely finished. But this one is just so cute. I love all of the details, and like everything's full. It's, full coverage, so everything, like every room is packed. There's armoires, there's desks, there's a cat under the stairs. Like, it's adorable. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to do that, but those are both PDFs that I pulled together. And the final one that I'm excited about is I'm going to be doing the Stitch Along with Marjorie Maid, started yesterday. I actually got my linen for it yesterday. It's called Love Bug Sampler by Sprouting Lupine. And this is in its original, I'll see if I can throw a photo in here really quickly from the website, but this is mostly like pinks and deep reds, I guess. And so I'm gonna change that up a bit because I'm not really a pink person. And it's on white, or I think a little bit of off-white linen. So I'm completely throwing it for a loop. This is the linen I'm using for it. Check that out, guys. It's 28 count, but it's charcoal. Like, I love that. And the colors that I got, the floss, sorry, I should have had this out so you're not having to hear all the crinkling. I mixed it up a little bit. So I still have some pinks that I'm gonna throw into it. If you can see those there. But there's one more. It's a little bit more burgundy. So I'm still using those, but I'm throwing a purple in. And so that against this charcoal color, like that's gonna be really pretty. If you can imagine that for here. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna be able to start on it tonight because I have a pole fitness class tonight, which is one of my other passions. And so I'm gonna probably have to start this tomorrow, but this is gonna be super fun. I'm really excited to do this one. It's my first stitch along, and you know, this pattern is super cute. And there's a lot of really other cute patterns on, you know, Sprouting Lupine's shop as well. I'll try to link her Etsy down below there. And I believe Marjorie said that her 2023 Valentine pattern came out. So I'll try to throw that picture in here as well. But I might have to buy that one too. Granted, not going to start it for a while, but I might have to. So yeah. That's all I've got, guys. That's the conclusion of the stitching that I've got going on and I've got planned and set forward. So thanks for accepting me into the community. This is great. I'm loving it. I'm having a lot of fun just sitting here talking to a camera, hoping there's someone on the other side listening. So yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, want to chit chat, let me know.